What a guan, peeps, what a guan. It's Romance Saturday. I'm sorry, I couldn't do anything yesterday, I was busy. But I'm going to do Romance Saturday today instead of Romance Friday. So, shall we clear the energies first? I think that's a good idea, isn't it? Let's clear the energies first. So, I've got my singing bowl. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we've got the candles burning. I'm burning lavender incense today because it's really calming, it's soothing, and it helps to clear the energies too. Purple is my favourite colour, and lavender is purple. And I'm wearing my amethyst today, and it's also purple, which is for calm and protection. So, let's talk about romance, shall we? Is it romance of yourself? Is it romance of another? Is it romance for the family? Is it romance for your community? Is it love of your community? Somebody else, yourself. Let's find out, shall we? I'm looking at Wisdom of Oracle today. So that's my first set of cards, and they're going all over the place, and they're trying to tell me something. Let's give them a good shuffle. Holy Spirit, holy angels, beloved, thank you for your guidance, protection, and assistance in reading these cards for the collective. We'd love to see something about romance today, but if anything comes out, we can go with that. But we're aiming for romance today. Romance of self, romance of community, love of self, love of another, love of the community. Please give me guidance and protection and assistance in showing a message to the collective. So let's just do this. Whoops, sorry people. My tripod has fallen over. I'm going to have to fix it. I might have to cut this out. I don't know. Let's see. I have to fix it back. That's it. Let's see if that works. Do I start again? No, we're not starting again. We've gone too far. So let's get this card, and we're going for this card. Let's get these out of the way, and let's see what's at the bottom of the deck, shall we? Come to the edge. We had this card the other day, didn't we? Come to the edge. Play the fool. Take that leap of chance. Is there something you should be doing? Should you take the leap of faith? Anyway, let's see what these cards are. So what we're doing here, present, past, future. So let's find out what we've got here. So in the past we have higher power. Have people been ascending? Have you been awakened? Are you finding the love of your inner self? This is what this card's all about. There's somebody down there who's got their eyes closed. Oh no, maybe not. It looks like they're closed, but you could hardly see what's going on there. And that looks like an angel. And it's the number 4. So you should look that number up because it's an angel number. But higher power, that's a beautiful angel, and shit, they're holding their face and they're looking out into the distance. And there's a light there. Is the divine shining the light through the angel onto this person in the bottom there? We'll have to find out, won't we? But anyway, in the present is orphaned. Has somebody been orphaned? Has someone been left alone? Has someone been thrown away? Is that the right word? That's not the right word, is it? Has someone been... Have they finished with somebody? Has someone been told no? Is someone in despair because they're looking for someone or something and want to find out what's going on? Are they in despair and anxiety there? They're sitting on top of a rock, and it's like a nose. That looks like Pinocchio's nose, doesn't it? Has someone been telling porkies and they're in despair now because they know they should have told the truth? They should have let somebody know what was really going on. Is that why they're in anxiety with their head bent so low? What are they thinking about? Should they do something about it? So what we got in the future then? We've got unfinished symphony. And it looks like a piano in the sky. Can you see that? I'm going to bring it closer. And it's like an egg. It's almost like an egg being cracked and there's somebody inside and someone's sitting on top. It looks like somebody's dressed as a joker, isn't it? Again, is that somebody meant to take a leap of faith and actually sort out the situation? Is there a situation about love there going on that should be sorted out so they can move on? That person in that egg, what are they thinking? Are they thinking that someone should say something? It's the number 10. And that's a completion number, but it does say unfinished symphony there. Is someone meant to finish something? There's a piano there as well with tunes. Does someone like music? Do they need to send somebody a song? Does a tune need to be made? Does someone need to write a tune? Does someone need to finish something? That is really interesting. I'm interested in the present and the future. So let's have a look at what orphaned says. So this is orphaned. Again, I'm going to bring that picture up closer so you can see it, because that's a really interesting picture. And it looks like somebody's in anxiety there. Somebody with a Pinocchio nose who might have been telling porkies or might have been hiding or had a mask on. And they need to uncover that mask and free themselves, don't they? It looks like that anxiety is really playing with them. So let's find out what the orphan's all about. And that's number 5. That's a number of change as well, isn't it, number 5? So let's have a look at what it says for number 5. So, orphaned. Essential meaning, a sense of loss and identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. Interesting. And the oracle message is we were all meant to have connections with other people within our family, society, and the larger culture. No man is an island, and it's important to recognize when being a part of rather than separate from is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others or like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. And the relationship message, which I'm really interested in, is as you shift and evolve and commit to your own growth, you long for support but may be disappointed and hurt by others who are not providing what you feel you deserve. Perhaps you are drifting away from this relationship because you're in a different stage of personal growth. Perhaps you are in a new relationship and discovering that you don't share the same values and beliefs, so you feel left out, unable to get to the intimate place of safety and belonging. Take heart, a spirit knows you and loves you and will steer you in the direction of those who accept you as you are without offense or agenda. Don't compromise yourself to belong. It won't be worth the price. Is there someone that's trying to fit in and are having all anxiety about it? You can tell from that picture. You can tell from that picture that someone's having anxiety and they're putting on a mask to fit in where they don't fit in, aren't they? Anyway, let's read on the prosperity message. This card reminds you that you can't be all things to all people. You are not going to be popular with everyone, and that has to be okay with you. Be clear about your mission, your brand, your work persona, and your contribution to the world, as these must be based on what you authentically have to offer, not something you think you will sell or you will perceive they may want. You will attract abundance by being completely yourself. Stay in your own lane. That's where you will shine and where you'll experience prosperity. That's a direct message to somebody, isn't it? Somebody needs to sort their life out, really. They need to think about the people that's surrounding them. They need to think about, what they contribute to the world. Are they being themselves or they've got a mask on? You need to find your right community. You need to find the right people it's going to be there for and accept you for who you are, aren't you? That's what that says to me. You tell me, comment below what you think that's about. Let me know. But anyway, let's move on to the future. It says unfinished symphony, and I'll show you that picture again. It's a beautiful picture, isn't it? So let's look for unfinished symphony, and that's number 10. Okay. So the essential meaning for this card, I'm going to hold it up now because it's a really good card. Unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. The Oracle message. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you are leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. And the relationship message for this is moving on is difficult when love lingers. Things are left unsaid and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write that letter, make that call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee. For peace of mind, accept matters as they are, make amends if needs be, and declare your feelings, even if to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved and close the door on the past so you can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. Interesting. So it's saying exactly what I'm saying. It's an unfinished symphony. Something needs to be said, something needs to be done, something needs to be closed. And if you're not going to close it with the person or the thing that you need to close it with, then you need to do it for yourself. That's what it looks like. Anyway, the prosperity message that goes with this is make sure you complete projects now before starting new ones. Perhaps you have created something special that will increase your sense of abundance and bring you opportunities for wealth. However, if you don't see it through, it won't add up to anything but more clutter. Now is the time to put your nose to the grindstone and complete the tasks that have accumulated. Pay your bills, sign the documents, do your filing, hand in an assignment, complete a work of art. Tie up loose ends so you can move forward with surety, knowing you're on the prosperous path and feeling refreshed and excited about the future. It's all about endings. It's all about finishing stuff. It's all about endings, isn't it? Finish it, close it, have closure. That's what that's about. So let's add some more cards to that to see if we can get a picture and get a story going. Because this is really meant to be a romance, not about closures. But closures could be a romance. I mean, if there's a romance, for example, that you need to end, you need to finish, you need to tie up, that would say a lot, wouldn't it? Can you see all the three cards there? Let's see. Yeah, there you go. If I do that, if I move the camera over a bit more, this camera needs fixing still. It's getting on my nerves. It's annoying me. That's it. That's better. So, let's see now. What shall we go with? Shall we see what the ancestors and the angels have to say? I think we'll pull one or two for each, depending on what comes up. Let's see what the ancestors and angels have to say, because they're very important. They look after us. They're over our shoulder. They add to our intuition as well as divine. But they might have a story to tell us about what's going on here. With this unfinished symphony, this anxiety, what's going on, this closure that needs to happen. Let's see what the ancestors and angels have to say. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, thank you for your guidance, protection and assistance in reading these cards. Please give us a romance message in reference to the actual collective today. Please give a message to the collective about their romance. Please give a message in reference to the collective and their romance at the moment, the love of self. Let's split these cards a bit. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, thank you for your guidance, protection and assistance in reading these cards in reference to romance and love of self to the collective. Thank you for your guidance, protection and assistance. Thank you for the message that we are about to receive. Okay, so if we do that, there's so many of them. What do the ancestors and the angels have to say today? Please give us the message. So we'll put that one there. We'll put that one there. And shall we pull two for the future? That would be good. Okay. So we'll pull two for the future. And that's it. And let's see what's at the bottom of the desk. So we've got Medicine Guardian. To be open to healing information. Do you see that? Be open to healing information. This could tie into your future unfinished business. Is someone having an awakening? That's what this card here is about, isn't it? Higher power. Can you see that's a beautiful card? It's a man holding the symbol for medicine in a cup. And that, incidentally, I don't know if you know anything about Kundalini, but Kundalini is like a snake that's wound at the bottom where your chakras are. And it's opened when you actually get awakened and you open up your chakras. And that actually relates to that, doesn't it? That's interesting. I like that. Anyway, let's have a look at the present. So we have an elder. Move beyond ancestral patterns. Is there a pattern that needs to be broken? There's talk of when you get the awakening and you actually are touched by the divine, there's a reason for that. And usually it's to do with, sometimes it's to do with a divine feminine and divine masculine, breaking an astral, I can't pronounce the word, an ancestral chain. So maybe your parents did something that they shouldn't have done in the past, or your grandparents. They all had the same fault. For example, the mum wasn't caring and she didn't show the caring to the children, and the children in turn did the same thing to their children. And it's breaking that ancestral problem, isn't it? So that's definitely one that we're going to read. I'm going to look at that one because that's interesting. And that does tie into the orphan, doesn't it? Someone feeling left out, lost. Anyway, let's have a look at. And we've got a knight. Be brave and honest. So that's with the eye of power. And look, this knight is holding the sword. Is he holding the sword of truth? Does he need to tell the truth? Because it does say be brave and honest, doesn't it? That's a beautiful picture. He's got his eyes closed. He's got his sword clasped in his hand. And there's a rose next to him. What is he thinking about? Is he thinking about he should be doing the right thing? Do you think he's thinking about that he should be telling the truth? Because that's a sword of truth, isn't it? There's the cross on that, on the actual top of that sword. Be brave and honest. And let's see what we got in the future. So we've got two cards for the future. We've got the Hermit, which is actually related to Virgo, which I'm a Virgo. The Hermit, retreat and recharge. Okay, and the second one is the Warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. So retreat and surrender. Be fearless and stand strong. Retreat and surrender. That's what that says to me. Spirit's talking to me, say retreat and surrender. Retreat and surrender. What is there need to be surrendered? What do you need to be strong and fearless about? Be fearless and stand strong. Let's read the Elder. I want to read all about the Elder. Let's see where we are. We're 18 minutes here. So we'll read the Elder. Move beyond ancestral. Oh, why can I not say that word? Ancestral patterns. So let's find that. The Elder. So I'm going to the book because he's got some long sayings on them, the Elder. So, Elder. Right. Move beyond ancestral patterns. The message is move beyond the limitations that have been set for you by family members past and present. Didn't I just mention something about that? Fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, children. Know that the energy of your spirit is more powerful than genetics and behavioural patterns. The Aboriginal people are the oldest tribal people still living on this earth. Their hunter-gatherer culture and ancient spirituality are rooted in tradition and balance with the earth. So the Aboriginal ancestors are offering you not only wisdom that will help you heal and adapt to the ever-changing planet, but also an understanding of what a spiritual life should be. So the extended message to this, which I'm going to read because it's quite long though. The Elder is the ancestor who comes with a message of healing change. He is embodied soul, yet he has journey that goes beyond the physical. Therefore, he represents a reclamation of power. When he appears, it's an acknowledgement that you have the capacity to move beyond the limitations that have been placed upon you. If you have had expectations of success, failure, sadness, or even sickness placed upon you by your family, it's important to know that you are here to create your own story. This card represents personal healing that will bring healing to your family lineage. There you go. I just mentioned this, didn't I? Past, present, and future. Know that you get to decide what you can take on. And also know that your ancestors are rooting for you and are sorry for any setbacks they have created for you. So let's look at that picture again. Do you see that? The oldest lineage on earth, the ancestors, the Aborigines. And they're sending you a message. They're saying, we are sorry for any setbacks they have created for you. So there could be setbacks in your parents, your grandparents, and they ran along the same line and passed it down to your family. And so, for example, how can I put this? You've not been shown. There's one example of you not being shown love or know how to love. That person that was meant to show you love didn't show you love, and therefore you grew up not knowing what true love was, and you've passed that on. And that's been passed on from grandparents to parents to the child. And it's time to break that chain, isn't it? It's time to break that chain. That's just one example. Another example is that you've been brought up not to know how to be entrepreneurial, not to be able to study. If that's been brought up from your grandparents, for example, they never thought there was any use in studying. And they've passed it down to their parents. And their parents in turn thought, what's the point of studying? And they've passed it on to the children. It's time to break that chain, because knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And you've got to understand that. So it's time to break that chain. It's time to break those chains, whether it's with love, relationships, money, if it's to do with your standing in society, it's to do with community, it's belonging. Take off that mask. Take off that mask, be yourself, and break that chain. That's what that's all about. Anyway, we're going to move on. Break that chain. Spirit's just confirmed with me to break that chain. So, the Hermit. Retreat and recharge. But what I'm really interested in is the Warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. So there you go. The Warrior. I'm going to look for that one. Yeah. Spirit's saying read that one. They've just confirmed. I keep getting buzzing in my ear. But the Warrior, 84. Okay, let's look for 84. The Warrior. So the message is, don't back down. Make your opinions heard. Don't settle for second best. And about this card, a warrior is anyone who is ready and willing to know themselves and to do what needs to be done in order to get where they want to be. In this deck, the warrior embodies fierce primal love. The warrior within, the energy you can call on to protect yourself. Even if you don't think you love yourself, if you are exposed to a situation that could be harmful or dangerous, the steps you take to protect yourself are, in fact, acts of fierce love. Although the warrior in this card is surrounded by darkness, let me show you the card, because he is surrounded by darkness. He's got a wand in his hand. He's got tribal markings as well, hasn't he? There you go. Is exposed to a situation. Okay. Although this warrior in this card is surrounded by darkness, he is of the light. The warrior within is made of light and has the capacity to shine even more brightly when facing darkness head on. If you're experiencing fear at this time, know that this means whatever is going on is important to you. Whenever you feel fear, you are on the verge of something big, perhaps a massive breakthrough that is going to really help you move forward. If you have a situation in your hands where you have to face someone or something that's been unsettling you, know that you are being guided to call up your inner warrior. Don't falter and don't be frightened, because you have the energy to protect yourself now and at all times. That is a direct message to somebody, isn't it? Face the fear and do it anyway. You never know. All we can say in this world is yes and no, isn't it? Either it's a no, it's not happening, or yes, it's happening. What's the fear you need to face? Is it all to do with love? Do you want to face that love? Is it to do with addictions? Is it to do with the fear of the unknown? It could be anything, couldn't it? But anyway, we'll move on. Let's see now. Should I break it here and add... What cards do I want? Let's do one more. I'm going to do the Quantum Oracles, because I don't use those ones very much. So let's put these away. The Virgo in me saying this is untidy. And I keep shifting this thing, don't I? I keep shifting this thing. And this is going to go on now because we're at 24 minutes now. But let's just do that. So let's get those cards in there like that. Let's tidy it up. Put these ones away for the minute. Put these ones away for the minute. And we're going to do a quantum oracle. And then after that, I think in the extended, I'm going to add some tarot cards, which will be the Rider-Waite tarots, I think. But at the moment, we're going to do the quantum oracle and do a quick thing with that because the time's getting on now. It's getting late. It's getting late in here. Anyway, let's see what the quantum oracle. And these are beautiful cards. I mean, this is an example. Back and forth. See, the first thing that's come out is back and forth. Is someone going back and forth in a decision they need to make? Is it because they're fearful about that person? I mean, look, that's the first card on top. And that so relates to what's going on here. It's feel the fear and do it anyway. Why are you going back and forth on that decision you've got to make? That move you've got to make? That thing you've got to do? Why are you going back and forth? That's a beautiful card. I mean, the faces look really real in this. Although it's a picture, it's someone on seesaw going back and forth. And it's all about intentions, number 5. But anyway, we're going to shuffle these cards. Because that's not the story here. This is meant to be romance, but this is all about, it's almost all about ancestry and doing the right thing. And we really wanted it to come out. Is it to do with romance though? This fear, this anxiety, this breaking the chain, this being the hermit, going within and making decisions. Being the warrior and standing strong in your fear. Having fear and doing it anyway. Is that what it's all about? Is it all to do with romance, really? We'll have to find out, won't we? Let's split these cards so we can get a good shuffle. And we're going to draw one for each again. Because I don't want it to go on for too long. And again, the loving woman. Maybe it is about romance. That's at the bottom of the pack again, but we're going to shuffle. See if it comes out. See what comes out. See what comes out. I'm interested. Holy angels, Holy Spirit, divine beloveds. Please give us the message in reference to romance for the collective. Please guide, protect, and assist in giving the message to the collective in reference to romance. Please give us that message. Please let us know what's going on with the romance within these cards. For the community. Let's just do this again. Okay, so I'm going to take that one there, that one there, and that one there. So we don't want us to drag on too long, do we? Because we got things to do. And what's at the bottom of the deck? Oh, intuition and manifestation. Does someone want to bring something into existence into their lives? Is this all about their fear? Is this all about their feeling the fear and doing it anyway? Are you setting intentions? Spirit, this is a message from Spirit. Intuition and manifestation. Anyway, let's have a look at what we got here. So in the present, we've got, oh, you see? Behind the mask. The same thing I was saying, look, the orphaned. And I was saying about a mask there. The Aborigines, the elder, who say they're sorry for what they've caused in the past. And now we have behind the mask, and it's an intention. We've definitely got to read that one, haven't we? And in the immediate past, we have transformation. Now, this says to me, when you talk about transformation, it's usually like someone's been awakened. Someone has been tapped on the shoulder by divine. Who's been shown that there's more to this world than that's going. They've been awakened. So there's people that's been awakened and there's people that are unawakened. And this person, and it's a cycle they're going through. It says cycle number 5, change, transformation. There you go. We've got to read these because these are fascinating, aren't they? Anyway, let's go in the future. There you go. It's another cycle. New beginnings. There's a baby there. Is there a new baby on the way? Is it a new cycle? Is it a start to something new? Is it the rebirth of some plans that you have? Interesting. Feel the fear and do it anyway because it will start a new beginning and maybe something good will come out of this. So which one should we read first? I'm going to do the quick short ones because this is going on too long now. But let's do behind the mask for the present, for the moment. Let's do that one. So intentions. 89. I'm going to see if I can, how fast I can read these now because it's going on too long now. 89. Behind the masks. Okay, a woman wears an elegant mask that covers the top half of her face. It hides her identity beautifully. Even her friends won't be able to recognize her. This card reveals an important conflict in your intentions. You have times when your view of yourself is so depleted you believe you must hide who you are and pretend to be someone you're not. This gets you into a whole lot of mental messes. You compare yourself to others, always competing and often losing in your own mind. Your perfectionism can create performance anxiety and cause you to worry about what others think. Worst of all, this ongoing current or self-judgment becomes a raging energetic river that pushes your goals away. It's absolutely impossible to attract your real desires if you never allow yourself to be the real you. This card is telling you that you can and must shed this false condemnation of yourself, no matter how deep this pattern is. Your value comes from your ethereal truth, not from others' input. So choose to relax and let the mask go. Open up to Spirit's light within you and around you and be yourself. When you accept yourself as you are, no matter what anyone else may think, you will feel completely liberated, perhaps for the first time in your life. Wow. That is so on point, isn't it? The mask, anxiety, ancestors, be yourself. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Anyway, the affirmation that goes with this card is, I choose to accept myself as I am. I deserve my own high regard. Are you putting on a face for other people? Are you living behind a mask when you shouldn't do? You should be yourself. You should be yourself because the right people accept you for who you are. The right people will accept you for who you are. Anyway, let's go to transformation because I'm really interested and this is going on now. But let's go to transformation and after that I'm going to do the extended with the tarots and see what comes up. But for this one, it's a cycle. It's number 5. Oh, that one was number 3, by the way. That's a really important number again. But let's go to number 5. So it's cycles. Transformation 193. Okay. Significant transformation or transition. This card shows a woman getting ready to cross a bridge and move into a new light-filled adventure. In a rolled-up scroll, she carries all the wisdom she needs to move forward. This fortuitous card reveals a time of great inner and possibly outer transition. You are now at a place where you are capable of transforming your old life into something brand new. Unhealthy patterns or thoughts and behavior are now ready to shift into much higher resonance of peaceful, non-judgmental energy. For some people, this is no less than an opportunity to reinvent themselves. As a result, this card is putting you on the notice that you are a powerful manifester. Your inner changes now will reap phenomenal results in the near and distant future. So spend some time going inward, consciously choosing optimism, trust, and self-love. As you make these changes, you will see your outer life transform as well. Perhaps a new relationship or a bigger and better career move is on the horizon. Visualize these great outer results as you continue to work on your inner transformation of consciousness and vibration. When you do, you will find this cycle moving on to one of great expansion. That is a fantastic message, don't you think? Let me show you that again. There's a bridge and she's got a scroll in her hand, as they said. And this person's transforming. They're changing. They're taking off the mask, aren't they? They're taking off the mask and they're showing who they really are. And because they're doing that, they're going to get abundance, they're going to get transformation, they're going to get bigger and better relationships, better jobs, better way of life, it looks like, doesn't it? But you've got to take off that mask to transform, don't you? The affirmation that goes with this card is, I am capable of greater inner change. I transform my life by transforming my thoughts and perceptions. I am always free to choose. Divine always gives us free will. If we have choices to make, depending on what the choices you make, is going to be good or bad, isn't it? There's dark and light, good and bad, black and white. It's all in the twos, isn't it? It's what you choose. So, the new beginning. This is the last one I'm going to read for this one, because this is going on, it's like 35 minutes now. But again, I'm going to show you that. And so look, my favourite colour in lavender. And I'm burning lavender, isn't that coincidence? I'm burning lavender incense. And there's the lavender in this actual picture. And purple's my favourite colour. There you go. New beginning. So let's have a look at that. 181. Okay. The start of something big. New beginnings. A baby laughs in a bed of spring flowers, and the sun shines through an odor of lilacs. This card marks the approach of something wonderful and new in your life. This new beginning may indicate the end of something else, as in the case of leaving a job to start a new one, or it could mean adding a new endeavour to your present life experience, such as a new baby or a blossoming relationship where once there was none. So get ready for something exciting on the horizon. Maybe you've been planning it and taking steps to make it happen, or perhaps you've been satisfied with the status quo and now considering a change of any kind. Even if that's the case, keep your eyes and heart open for an opportunity to start something new. Whether you're engaging in a creative hobby or beginning a spiritual practice, the energy bodes well for great value coming through this new beginning. Oh, that says so much, doesn't it? But again, you've got to go through that transformation and make the decision. You've got to take off the mask in order to get this new transformation, this new beginning, don't you? So the affirmation goes, I live each day with joy and optimism. A wonderful new beginning is coming my way. There you go. And don't forget, at the bottom of the pack was Spirit's message of intuition and manifestation. And that would tie into the new beginning, wouldn't it? Anyway, peeps, thank you for joining me. Don't forget, like, comment and subscribe. It's Valerie's Naturals Oracle on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Valerie's Natural Oracle. And I'm also on Patreon. And the extended will be on Patreon. So it'll be Valerie's Naturals Oracle on Patreon. So please come and join me. It's the price of a coffee. YouTube is free. Just subscribe. Hit the alert bell when you get all my and you'll get all my messages and notification for that. And if nothing else, like the video, because it all helps. And also, I should mention, I have a wish list of new cards that I want to have. Also, I do photography, so I've also got stuff on photography there. And if you'd like to donate, I have a PayPal also that you can actually donate to. And it's all in the description box in the at YouTube. So, come and join me, peeps. Come to the Watagwan family, because this Watagwan family all started with Valerie's Naturals. And I also have a Valerie's Naturals YouTube, but I do all sorts of interesting stuff like travel. I've blog about getting out of the matrix, which all ties into the new beginning, because, clearing your debts, getting to zero debt-based status, that you can actually go away and do this new endeavor, this new creation. So, come and join me. Come and get some information. Come and get some fun and check out my travels too. I've done a lot. I'm actually doing at the moment. I'm doing the Dr. Sebi detox plan, which again is going to be on the Patreon for Valerie's Naturals. So there's two, Valerie's Naturals and Valerie's Naturals Oracles. I've also got photography as well, but I've mixed that in with the Valerie's Naturals, because I've actually been accepted at college, and I'll be going to September. So I don't know how much of this I can do, but I want to keep it up because I really enjoy this. This is fun for me, and when Spirit speaks through me, these cards actually tell the story. So on the extended, I'm actually going to get out the tarot cards, which is the Rider Waite. So come with me on Patreon. Take care. Bye for now.